Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help. And King of Floors, your vinyl, laminate, and engineered flooring superstore.
Just ahead of Mr. Pickleball, Craig Button. All of our guests today are sponsored by Skipper Auto, supporting Canadian fishing families through a revolutionary seafood buying experience. Check them out online at skipperauto.com. TSN Scouting Director Craig Button joins us now, as he does every Tuesday. Craig, thanks for doing this. How are you, sir?
I am good, Donnie. How are you doing?
Very well. Very, very well. First of all, the under-18s are going on in Texas. I know this is right up your alley. Team Canada, obviously, is there. And one member of Team Canada's lineup is, of course, Vancouver kid Connor Bedard, who's lighting up at the Western Hockey League for the Regina Pats. What can you tell us about him? What makes him special?
Well, I mean, he's a player that, he's kind of got a predatory quality to him. And he does it in a way that doesn't overwhelm you. I don't think there's one skill that stands out. His brain is exceptional, though. And he's predatory in the way that he makes you think he's going to do one thing and then he does something different. And he's got a real astute ability to see what you're doing before you really realize you're in trouble. Like, you've heard the term, he's playing chess while other players are playing checkers. I think that would apply to Connor. And, you got to be really careful when you're playing against him because he makes you think he's going to do one thing and then he does something different. And then he leaves you shaking your head. And then the next time, you say, I just saw that. He's not going to fool me again. And he does, because he's in the moment. He's so good at playing in the moment and, taking what's there. A lot of players, we see so many gifted players and talented players that work on their skills and whatnot. But to be able to work on deception and, being, the ability to fake people out and to speed up and slow down and keep people on their heels and off balance, that's what Connor does. And, I was thinking about all the exceptional players, from John Tavares to Connor McDavid to Aaron Ekblad, to Shane Wright, now to Connor Bedard. And they're all different. McDavid was different than Tavares. And Joe Veleno, who got it in Quebec, and Sean Day was another one. They were really just ahead of their time and were granted early entry. They were not exceptional players. But, like Connor's different than Shane Wright in back-to-back years, and Shane Wright's different than Connor McDavid. But Connor Bedard has a real ability, and he's got a confidence on the ice. I think when you're a young player and you're going up against players much older than you, in this case it's 2 years older than Connor, but you got to have a confidence that you can do it, and certainly Connor has that.
Yeah, Connor's still 15. Shane Wright's also on that team. Hey, Craig, Dallas beats Carolina in overtime yesterday, 4-3. Carolina, though, gets the single point and clinches a playoff spot. Carolina is in second place overall in the NHL standings, behind Vegas. And their other numbers, when you talk about goals for, goals against, power play, PK, right up there. What makes them so successful, Craig?
They're really well balanced, and the way Rod Brindamore has them play, they play forward. They play in an attacking manner. So even if you're keeping them at bay and you have a lead, or they're so capable of getting back into a game, and because they play forward and they keep you on your heels, they can expand leads, and they're quick and they're fast. And you talk about all, the goals for, goals against, and other things, but they really get after it offensively. They're a team that is going to try to push you into areas where you're uncomfortable, and then when they get you uncomfortable, they make you pay. And they have good, steady goaltending. Their defense is really underrated. I don't think people realize how good that blue line is. It's a really good blue line. And then their forwards. Again, they got skill. They got the hunger and the determination and the competitiveness. That should come as no surprise because, that's what Rod Brindamore's instilled in his team. But, when you have all those qualities that can get opponents uncomfortable and get them backed up, and it's no accident where the Carolina Hurricanes find themselves once again. You know what? Nobody should be sleeping on the Carolina Hurricanes.
Craig, one of the better stories in the NHL this year is Tyler Toffoli, 25 goals, fifth in the NHL, and everybody's kind of kicking themselves they didn't get this guy. He went on the third day of free agency. Are you surprised at his success this year, Craig?
I'm not surprised at Tyler's success. I think he's shown that he can be a very capable goal scorer and a very lethal one. And I think that, when he came to the Vancouver Canucks last year, he provided that. One of the things I like, and it's, hindsight is beautiful. But, there was so much uncertainty last fall with what the season was going to look like, the flat cap, how teams were going to manage around it and whatnot. So, for Marc Bergevin and the Montreal Canadiens to be able to find a way to fit him in and get him under contract and then to certainly feel satisfied with the production he's provided, I mean, it's very rewarding. But I don't think it was a question of people not thinking that Tyler could do it. And I think under normal circumstances, economic circumstances, I don't think he would have lasted to the third day. But, we're in different times.
Craig, the Canucks are 10 points back in Montreal, 5 games in hand. There are, some people want to see the kids being played right now, Craig, but I don't see Travis playing the kids until he's mathematically out. I just don't see the kids getting played, Craig. Like Cole Inn's here, I don't see him getting in until they're mathematically out. Would you agree with that?
So you say that, Rick, and I respect that, but why? There's mathematical possibilities and there's mathematical probabilities.
Right.
And the probability is close to zero. So what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
And so to me, I said this a while back. The Vancouver Canucks now have to be looking at this is the beginning of the 2021-22 season. Like Cole Lynn missed a lot last year. The end of the American Hockey League season, summer training, the ability to see what the NHL game and know what you've got to work on, right? Get him in the lineup. See what you got. And more importantly, it's going to help him understand what he's got to work on so he can come back and compete for a spot in a better position next September. Mathematical possibility. You're out, they're out. It's over. It's done. It's finished.
Yeah, but Travis Green, go tell him that, Craig. He's not thinking
I won't tell him that. I'm telling him, play this for him. Send it to him. It's over, Travis.
Here, let me text
it's
him.
not over till it's over. Travis, it's over. Start getting
Craig,
ready for next season.
Craig, he just snapped at a reporter 3 days ago who said play the kids. He snapped at him.
That's okay. He's allowed to snap. It's not going to prevent me from saying it. I don't care if he snaps. Snap at me. I don't care.
All right.
That's what I think he should be doing, and I think he should be doing it sooner rather than later.
Craig, we don't have to send him this. He watches every day, especially when you're on every Tuesday. Yeah. He told Rick that.
I love Travis.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it doesn't mean I have to agree with everything that he takes on. And let me just say something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Coaches shouldn't be snapping at anybody in the media. People should be following up Paul Maurice. I'm so sick and tired of media being treated in a disrespectful way. We're in a time where it's really difficult. It's very different. So I'm going to be really clear. No snapping, no short answers. Be considerate of what the media are going through. You're representing yourselves, you're representing your teams, and when you act like that, it's no good.
Well, what are we going to say? Of course we're going to agree with you. Okay, you just mentioned, before we let you go, you just mentioned Paul Maurice, and the Jets get blasted yesterday 6-1. But Paul, and this happened on the weekend with Mark Scheifele, he has no problem benching stars. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let me just ask, let me just see. Teams want to win, right? The players want to be successful. So to be successful, you got to be playing at your best, right? So if you're not playing at your best and you get benched, right, now all of a sudden you want a different standard? Oh, I get it. You're not happy. I get where Connor Hellebuck isn't happy. I get where Mark Scheifele. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a little story because it's one of my favorite stories, and it revolves around Tony Amonte. Tony Amonte was playing at the World Junior Tournament for Team USA, and now his dad, Louis, was a blue-collar worker out of Massachusetts, just a hard-working guy. And so It was at the World Junior Tournament. Tony hadn't played a lot. And he comes out after the game, and he's kind of got the head down, and he's moping, and his dad sees him. And he says, "Hey, Tony, you want to play more?" And Tony gets up on the balls of his feet, like how I'm going to get some pat on the head here. He goes, "Yeah." His dad goes, "Play better." You know what? Don't want to get benched, Mark Scheifele? Play better. You don't want to get benched, Connor Hellebuck or pulled? Play better.
You're on fire today. This is just outstanding.
I'm scared to ask a question. I'm about scared now, Craig.
Oh, give me a break.
Craig, outstanding.
The next time you're afraid will be the first time.
And how's the eye and the cheekbone and all that? Everything okay?
It's all
Okay,
good, Donnie.
good,
Like, you
good.
know what? Like, yeah, I've told you. Pickleball reveals toughness and character, and it's certainly the case.
I've always said that.
Nobody ever.
Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, we'll see you guys.
You bet.
All right.
Man, he was on fire
Wow.
today. Craig Button,
Wow.
TSN scouting director, saying, we got to save that clip, by the way, Ryan. It's over.
Wow.
For the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, you know what?
Play the kids.
Play the kids. But the head coach is not going to play the kids, Donnie. I'm telling you, and I know this. He's not playing them until they're mathematically
But
out.
Craig's allowed to have an opinion. And so are a lot of people in Vancouver.
I agree with him. But would Cole Lynn have, like last night, you got VC starts in the top six. He's in the bottom six.
Who would you rather see in the – okay, that was an experiment,
Yeah.
Jimmy VC in the top six,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
It happened a couple times before, I think.
Yeah.
Would you, when you're talking about experimenting,
Yeah.
I'm not. I've seen Cole Lynn play a couple of times, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing he would have done just as well as Jimmy VC last night.
VC had 2 shifts in the third period last night.
Yeah.
I think Cole Lynn would have said, "Put me in. I'll take the 2 shifts. I get my NHL debut, and you get a little look at me." So it's look. I just don't see Travis Green budging right now. There are no kids being played.